So the deal. I really like MacKenzie Weegar. He's the best defenseman. I don't have any problem with the Weegar extension. And I was a big Weegar guy before he got here. The nerd numbers always liked him. Ekblad's numbers are always better with Weegar than without Weegar. It's not to say he's better or worse, but just that he was a very, very nice piece on a top pair. And nobody could have seen coming what happened to Jonathan Huberdeau. 115 points, like top scoring left winger in like the history of the game or something crazy. And overnight can't replicate that. And everyone's like, yeah, but he was playing with Barkov. No, he wasn't. Like, you got some power play time with him. He spent that year with Anthony Duclair and Sam Bennett.
Sure. Yeah, I touched that.
Yeah, I got his dad was chiseling assists in the scoring box, something like that.
I have my one complaint is still my one complaint. You made a great trade under the circumstances you were in.
Mm-hmm.
That was a slam dunk of a trade. You didn't need to sign him that you could say, well, you're an idiot. And everyone's like, no, that's a good signing. No, let them fit. Do they fit in?
Yeah.
They were under contract.
And I think,
and you weren't going to pay Huberdeau more, even if he was on 115 point pace.
That's true. You were paying for the peak,
right?
That's right. If there was any sort of regression to the mean or like back to closer to career averages, that wasn't going to cost you more. You basically were paying him for 115 points.
You signed, and again, the Weegar one has absolutely worked out. Whether he's good.
Yeah, good player.
And I can't say, well, you shouldn't have signed. I said don't sign either. The reason I said you didn't have to was because it's the same thing with Weegar. Weegar wasn't going to play so good or so bad that he was going to go from what you have him at now, 6.5 to 12. And even if he did, great.
There was a narrow band of where, by the way, if you want to vent, you can see the comments bottom right. Like, by all means, happy anniversary, everyone. So we're here to help talk it out.
That's right.
It's a safe space. We're here to thank you for sharing Public Pain. Thank you for sharing KQ. Thank you for sharing Mace. Thank you for opening up and telling us about your feelings. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, don't do the boomer.
Therapy. Yeah, vent. That's right. What is this one? That's
no bueno.
Don't do that. Today it's about this. Let it out. Let it out. Breathe.
Anyway, my complaint only was that they've signed those guys to max dollars immediately to try and send a message.
And you know what? Like, Treliving gets a lot of flack for things that didn't work here. And he's got a really, really mixed bag of hits and misses, like most GMs in the league. But it was the first time that, like, there's one outlier of all the things he did here. He never structured a contract so bonus heavy, so long term. Like, that's a one-of-one contract he gave out. And that was an emotional response.
100%.
And when he talked about it, it's like, we got to punch back. Calgary's a place people want to be. We got to we got to stick up for ourselves. Like, those are all emotional things. And he was a guy that always talked about, we need to cool off after the year. We can't operate emotionally. We need to take time at the end of the year. Like, it's the 24-hour rule times 2 weeks or whatever.
Take into account that Gaudreau was leaving too.
So. Well, Gaudreau had gone, which led to the Tkachuk trade request. So you can understand why he was emotional.
Yep.
But I think if you asked him what the mistake was there, he probably just would have said, I was too emotional. And again, with this organization, we can't really separate the GM from the owner too much, in the sense that I wouldn't have been surprised if the owner was really emotional.
Wow,
after Johnny left him at the altar at 11:59.
Yes, exactly. Like that. I think that was a nasty story. So
yeah, and the team thought they had it done. The team did lowball Johnny Gaudreau that fall, but he was coming off a weird year. It sucked, man. That it wasn't.
It was a.
You look back and it was
weird. It's also weird, and we don't take into account COVID.
Yeah,
and that matters.
It really does.
Truly matters.
Yeah, and look, if you're a mailman, it might not have mattered as much, but if you're a millionaire athlete, COVID sucked way more in Canada than in the States.
Way more. If your parents could, like, yes.
Yeah. And so anyway, happy anniversary too.
It's already gray and blue out, so nobody's happy. Anyway, so piss everyone
Sorry,
off
Jack. Didn't mean to.
Do we know what any of the other offers were?
I think there was one from Carolina that involved Natchez.
St. Louis?
I don't know. That was always rumored because Tkachuk's from there, but I think there was a list of like 3 teams at the end. I'd have to go back and peruse what was being said at the time, but it sounded like, I remember talking to Treliving about it. He was just like, look, we had another deal on the table, and one was going to get us younger and load us up for the future longer. And the Florida deal was a win now deal, which would have been great if they won now. Instead, they missed the playoffs, and the Daryl Brad situation got dicey. Within weeks of the season starting, there was already pot shots from the coach towards players. It was clear Nazem Kadri was not going to get along with the coach, and it forced you into a heavy retooling. And it was like Lindholm's looking around saying, I don't know if I need to be around for this anymore. And Hanifin, ditto, Tanev.
That might have just brought out the reality.
Might have been helpful.
Lindholm is, so.
Yeah, and here we are. Now a team that's definitely not great and definitely not really bad. Somewhere in the middle there.
And word of caution. So when all these GMs it's not even the GM. So when your team tells you how close they are and how much they love the city they're working in, do you remember hearing that?
Yeah.
And they weren't that good. Oh, I love it here. This is great here. We're the tightest team ever. We're the tight. We love each other. Get me. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Out.
You'd sort of said it. The teams that are the closest don't need to tell anyone. So you can see. And this group last year was that.
They were yep.
And they didn't talk about it because you didn't need to. You
didn't have to. You could watch to explain. No, I really liked my teammate.
Like the 04 team that you played on, the way you played told everyone all you needed to know about how much guys cared for each other.
Exactly. You should never have to answer that question.
It's not a question. If you either see it or you don't, when you have to tell people that it's a tight room and it doesn't look like it, you're like, is it? And why? No, I'm not really buying that. Sorry to start the rainy.
Got anything happy and uplifting?
Hey, buddies. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.